presidential election season in America, and a lot of people are not happy with their options this year. With so much widespread disdain for major party candidates, a lot of people are talking about voting third party. Here's the thing though, in America, third party voting doesn't work. And I'm going to explain why using some popular third-party voters' rationales. Let's get started. Rationale number 1, I want a third-party candidate to win. Third-party candidates campaign on the notion that they're legitimate alternatives to America's two-party system. And while that would be the case in some other democratic nations, it's just not true in America. And it's because of the way presidential elections were designed. When you cast your vote for president, you're not actually voting for president. You're actually voting for a member of a body called the Electoral College, who will in turn vote for the president. Each state has a set number of electors equal to the number of representatives they have in Congress. And because the Electoral College system is winner-take-all, the winning candidate in each state wins all of that state's Electoral College votes. So even if a candidate like Jill Stein wins a third of all of the popular votes in a state, like Texas, if Donald Trump wins the rest of those votes, he gets all of Texas's Electoral College votes. If you're thinking, hey, that sounds pretty undemocratic, you would be right. The system was designed to be that way. The Electoral College system was put in place in 1787 as a way to appease southern slave-owning states who had high populations but very few people eligible to vote. Side note, this is also the same decision that determined that slaves were 3/5 of a person. Also at the time, electors were not legally required to vote the way they were told to vote by the general populace, which made the system a failsafe for the government in the event that the uneducated masses voted for someone who would be unfit for office. Of course, that's all changed, and electors are now required to vote according to the popular vote in 29 states. So unless Stein and Johnson have a sudden explosion of support in states that have lots of electors in the Electoral College, this election will come down to two people, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Now, of course, that's not fair, but that's how the system works right now. And with less than 8 weeks to go till Election Day, America does not have time to change the system for this particular vote. Rationale number 2, I'm protest voting. Some of you may be saying, but Megan, I know my third-party candidate has a very slim chance of making it into the White House. My vote for them is a protest vote. Let me be clear, it is absolutely within your rights as an American to submit a protest ballot if you would like to. But that message you're sending also comes with a very tangible outcome. Again, I want to reiterate, because of the way the system was formulated and the way it works right now, this race is going to come down to two choices, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. One of these people will definitely become the next president, and at this point, it's not clear who it's going to be. The margins are close enough that it's still a toss-up. Some polls are reporting there's only a 2 percentage point difference between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Think back for a second to the 2000 election between Al Gore and George W. Bush. The official margin by which Bush won Florida's electors, and consequently the whole election, was 537 votes. In that same election, Green Party candidate Ralph Nader won over 97,000 votes in the state of Florida. Something similar happened in my hometown of Toronto in 2010, where two Liberal candidates ran against a little-known city councillor by the name of Rob Ford. And of course, we all know how that one turned out. My point is, when the Liberal vote is split and the election is winner-take-all, we all but guarantee a win for the Conservative candidate. In this particular election, voting for a third-party candidate is a lot like directly voting for Donald Trump. And before you do this, you need to ask yourself if you would be comfortable with that outcome. Rationale number 3, I'm not morally comfortable with voting for either major party candidate. Look, let's be real for a second. Hillary Clinton is not a perfect candidate, but Donald Trump is a train wreck. If you're critical of Clinton because of her support for the Iraq War, which by the way she has called a mistake multiple times since then, watch this clip of an interview former NSA director Michael Hayden did with Joe Scarborough on MSNBC.
A foreign policy expert on the international level went to advise Donald Trump, and 3 times he asked about the use of nuclear weapons. 3 times he asked, at one point, if we have them, why can't we use them? The steps, Donald Trump decides to use a nuclear weapon. What is the time frame between his decision and when the nuclear weapons are launched?
Joe, it's scenario dependent, but the system is designed for speed and decisiveness. It's not designed to debate the decision.
Donald Trump is erratic. Donald Trump is impulsive. He encourages violence and goads racists into committing hate crimes on his behalf. A Donald Trump presidency would cause measurable, grievous harm to an untold number of human beings. Hillary Clinton, of course, has the potential to cause harm as well. She's approved drone strikes in the past, for example. But if morality is truly your deepest concern in this election, you need to seriously consider which one of these two candidates, one of whom will be the leader of the free world next January, has the potential to do more damage to humanity. Your personal moral code will not mean much to people if Donald Trump incites a nuclear war. What do you guys think? Is voting third party in America viable? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, you can click subscribe. I make a new one every single week. You can also find me on social media down below, and there's another video in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen if you would like to watch something else from me right now. I will see you guys next week. Bye!